All right, so welcome to today's training. For this affiliate call, we're going to focus on power hours, okay? Drop some ones in the chat if you guys know what a power hour is. So a power hour is when you choose a goal, you choose an objective, and you focus on that objective. Okay, so that could mean like, for example, like you want to do content, you want to batch your content, you want to do 5 to 6 reels together. You could do a power hour, and in that hour, you're focused on ironing out those reels. Okay, that's one example. Another example for us here is doing what's it called? Is reaching out to individuals, kind of growing our business, making lists. That's kind of our focus with power hours. But you could do a power hour with your trading, power hour with anything, studying anything. All right. So let's get into what you need to focus on to make sure that your power hour is successful. Because yes, you can charge and kind of make sure that you condense your work in an hour or even 2 hours if you want. A power hour doesn't only have to be an hour. You can kind of make it whatever time frame you want, but it's what you do in that time that's the most important. Okay. So the first thing is decide what success looks like at the end of that hour. So once your hour is up, what do you want accomplished? What's going to get done? What's going to be finished? What's going to be completed? Okay. And as we said before, you can have different ideas. So one idea is to reach out to 20 prospects. Another idea is to batch reels together, maybe 5, 6, or your content for the week, whatever that looks like. Okay. The next thing is you want to break it into 3 focus blocks. So whatever your time frame is, let's go with an hour. You're going to break it up into 20-minute segments. So your first segment, you should already be ready to go. You should already be like, you have your list out, you have your studying out, your trading out, whatever the case is. But you want to make sure that you already have the work prepped. You're not prepping it on the call. Okay, because that kind of takes up a lot of the time. Your second block, you want to just reinstill that you are focused, you're continuing your progress, you're making sure that you're keeping tabs, you're taking notes of everything, but you're also keeping the process moving and you're moving in a timely fashion. Okay, because the key to all of this is your focus. Okay. Block number 3, you need to wrap up, which is like the last 20 minutes, last 5 minutes ish. You need to you need to refine and prep for your next session. So this is where it comes in, where your first block always is going to be the most important because that's where you do the deep work. Whatever your prep was, we're going to see how good your prep was. For example, for myself, I like to be ready when it comes to power hours. So I'll give you an example. For myself, if you look right here, I have a list. Okay. I already started on my list, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but this is my list. Okay. And I could literally scroll for days because this is the list that I made for myself. Okay. So you have to make an intentional list. If I want extraordinary results, my list is going to look a little extraordinary. That's literally just what it is. Okay. You want to eliminate distractions as well. So if you have your phone out, put it on do not disturb. If you want to set a timer for those blocks, you can do that as well with the 20-minute increments, or just close all the extra stuff. Whatever extra tabs you have up on your phone or your computer, just close them out. Because I feel like sometimes you look at something or we see something and it's like, oh, and your brain just takes off. We want to eliminate all of those different types of things. And the next thing is you want to track what you're doing. You want to measure what's completed, what was 100% done on that call, and then ensure that you're focusing on each of these blocks. You want to give it attention and kind of refresh your mind. Okay, 20 minutes. I did my voice notes. I added some people. I followed some other people. I liked their posts, commented, like things like that. You want to make sure you're active. Okay. The next thing is you want to end with a quick reflection. So at the end of it, you want to kind of understand how effective or non-effective that power hour was. Ideally, you obviously want to make sure that you have the most success, the most focus, and the most accomplished during this session. But sometimes, you might have like outside distractions or someone might disturb you. So you want to kind of always keep tabs on what's happening and what's not happening so that you can make it happen the next time. Okay. So take a screenshot, write this down. Next thing is inviting examples. So we're going to do some examples together. Let's see some. So something that's kind of just casual curiosity. We're going to look at number 1. So let's pick someone. We're going to do King D, for example. Okay. Let's say like I just want to pique his curiosity. So I'll be like, hey, King D, quick question. Have you ever looked into ways to make an extra stream of income online? So it's a very straightforward question. And it makes him think on his end, like, oh, like, like maybe there's something he wanted to buy. Maybe there's something he wanted to get. Maybe there's goals that he wants to accomplish and he wants to make more money. Maybe I saw something on his page, like he likes cars. He likes something specific that requires money. Everything in life requires money, but some people care about it more than others, right? So it's all about how you frame it and what you're looking for. Okay. Next is a personal highlight. So this is obviously something like you would probably use more with your warm market or something that someone who you've already had a conversation with. Okay. So the key word here that we're going to be able to change up is the flexibility. Okay. So keep that in mind. So I thought of you because obviously you'd have a conversation before that, like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Whatever, whatever. And you can just be like, hey, just reflecting on our last conversation. I actually thought of you because you mentioned you want more. It could be flexibility, it could be money, it could be anything along those lines. Are you available Monday at 8 or Wednesday at 8? So remember, we always have our opportunity calls at 8 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. So those are the two time frames that you can give. And if they're not free, ask them for a time. Because if you keep shooting times out, listen, it's like Jeopardy at this point. So you want to make sure that it's an efficient and effective conversation, but you're also offering two times. If those two times are not possible, let them choose. If they're busy, individuals like myself already have a recording of the overview, so you could just send them that if that works and do your follow-up. Okay? Next, the third one is a future vision. So let's pick somebody else. I saw Tasia. Let's use Tasia. So, hey Tasia, random thought. Even if you had an extra 500 to $1,000 a month coming in, what would you put it towards? We've got a quick call Wednesday at 8 showing how people are making that happen. You want me to shoot you the link? So it's simple. Like you're piquing her curiosity. It's like, can you benefit from 500 to $1,000? Like the average person spends their money before they get it. Like if someone knows, for example, they're getting a job and they know the salary, it's like, okay, I'm gonna pay for this, I'm gonna do that, it already happens, right? There's either planners or people that just like to, situate their money before they get it. That's just the reality of it. So the average person, as soon as you say 500 to $1,000, they already have at least five things that they can spend that money on, right? So especially if we're making it in US currency and we live in Canada, whatever we make is always more when we convert it over. Okay. And number four, value first. So obviously you'd already be like kind of starting a conversation, and then your key little message here is going to be there's a call Monday at 8 p.m. where they'll be sharing how to leverage AI plus trading to create another income source. Even if you're not looking to start right away, I think you'd get value. So this specific message you could send to people that kind of been like not really like kind of brushing you off or not really paying attention to what you have to say, just to let them know, or they told you like, hey, I don't have the money or I don't have the time or I can't do that, or they told you no. Nine times out of 10, the reason why they told you no is either because of money or they feel like they don't have enough time. Okay. Everybody has time, especially for a 30-minute call. Okay. So this is something that you can kind of go back in. And if you're checking in on them just randomly, understand that you always have to start with a conversation. You can't just like meet someone today and then by, in the next 5 minutes, you're kind of like, okay, cool. You want to join my business? We're not selling cookies, guys. We're not doing door-to-door cookie sales or brownie sales or nothing like that, right? This is very, very different. So you can't really like restrict everything to just business. I'm very business oriented. I have a sharp personality, as I said earlier, and anything to do with money, I'm with it. Not everybody is like that. Some people you have to convince them. Some people need more time. Some people need multiple exposures. And honestly, to be transparent, we are not in the business of convincing people. I just want to make that super clear. So everything that you're saying right now is literally items that you're going to use in conversation to pique people's curiosity, and the right people will come and see the information. Okay, not everyone's going to say yes, but understand that you need the no's to get the yeses. Okay, drop some twos in the chat if that is clear. I'm going to go through the chat to make sure you guys don't have any questions so far. Perfect. And I hope you guys are taking notes because there's some stuff coming later and you're gonna need it. So I hope you guys are taking notes, all right? Oh, the role play. Role play is here. So let's see who's on the call. Let's see who's on the call. Let's see. I love how I saw cameras go out. Let's use Tammy. We're gonna use Tammy. Hi, Tammy. How are you? All right. So
Um, okay.
Tammy is part of my warm market. Okay. So first of all, the first word here is yo or hey. If you speak like that, no problem. If you're used to talking to your friends and family like that, no problem. Someone like myself, if you don't know me and you yo me, whatever comes after the yo, I'm not reading it. I promise you. I see yo, I don't even care what you're talking about. You could be giving me $2,000, I don't care. As soon as I see the yo, I'm like, listen, me and this person is not size. I didn't sleep with you last night. There's no reason for you to be yoing me. Okay? Simply put. All right. So if I'm talking to Tamara and me and Tamara talk often, right? But she's part of my warm market. So this is something I can say to Tamara. And again, if we're looking at the word flexibility, this is a word that we can switch up for money or anything that you've heard in conversation that you can kind of bring back up. It's not that I'm using it against her, it's that I really want to I want to help her. I want to make sure that she's good. We're here reaching out to strangers. We want to help the next person. We want to make sure that we're actually helping people. Okay, so why not reach out to your warm market? Because when you do get to a certain stature, they're going to be like, hey, you never told me about this. You were working on this, you never expressed it to me, you never showed it to me. Like I feel some type of way, and that's a whole other story. Okay, especially because it's your warm market. So you want to make sure you're reaching out to people, all right? So I know Tamara. Tamara's part of my warm market. Let's get it. So, hey, Tamara, I know you've been talking about wanting more flexibility and making more money lately. We've got an opportunity called Wednesday at 8. Nothing heavy, just a simple breakdown of what we're working on. You should check it out. I think you'll vibe with it. You want me to send you the link? So,
Um, yeah, sure, why not? I finished work at 8 actually, so that would work perfectly for me.
she said yes. Wedding. Same thing. But understand that you're not always going to get the yes. Okay. The person is not always going to say yes. And I don't want it to be like, oh my God, this person says no, it doesn't work. You close your computer, close your laptop, and that's it. No, you're going to get no's. Okay. You just have to kind of get used to it. And if someone says no to this, that's fine. I promise you, just keep posting and be consistent. Consistency and discipline always beats a no in the long run because they said no, but they're still looking at you. They're still watching you. Someone ever like not answer your messages or not really speak to you, but then you notice that they're the first person under your stories when you post, there's a reason
Hmm.
for that. There's a solid reason for that. It's because they want to see, okay, cool. She told me this. I said no, but like, what if that actually works? Like, what if what she said actually like holds weight and can actually change my life? Yes, I can benefit from extra money, extra flexibility. Everybody can, right? So let's clap it up for Tamara. Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you so much. I'll be there at 8.
All right, so next example. Let's say I low-key want to use Greg. Greg's like so cool, guys. Every time I see Greg on a call, I'm like, I want to have a conversation with Greg. I really do. Hi, Greg, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good,
All
thanks.
right. So I'm gonna consider Greg my cold market because I don't really know Greg that well. Okay, so we're gonna use Greg as cold market, and I don't have him on social media, so we're gonna use cold market. All right. So oops, let me move you over again. Perfect. So, hey, Greg, I know this is kind of random, but I like connecting with motivated people. We've got a short call Monday at 8 that shows how to build an extra stream of income online. No strings attached. Would you be open to checking it out?
Sure, okay.
We got yes. Oh, yes. What if Greg said no? Okay. What if Greg was like, you know what? No, I don't like to make income. I don't
See,
like money. I'm over it. I don't
I
want to
could
do
have said, oh, that's okay, I'm good. I've had someone tell me that, by the way.
So my response to that would literally just be like, oh, that's super interesting. We should still connect and just stay in touch. Let me know, later down the road if we could just have a conversation, get to know each other a little more. I love the content that you have on your page. So instead of just closing the door and shutting it out and being like, okay, he's not interested, next. Like it's kind of like you keep the door open because as Dre says, you never know. Every dud knows a stud. You never know who knows who or who can refer who to who. You never know. So you always want to leave the door open and you never want to meet negativity with negativity. You always want to make sure you meet negativity with education. A lot of
Right.
people don't understand that, like, even if we don't necessarily align with what I'm working on, we could still talk. We could still have
Mhm.
conversations. I can still see your post and put a like, put a comment, put something. just to have that engagement and to have that constant back and forth. Okay, so shout out to Greg. Applause for Greg. Appreciate you. Social media. Who do I have on social media? Let's see. I low-key want to use Andre, but I know he's just gonna flat out tell me no. So, um, Yinda. Perfect. Yinda, are you able to unmute? I know, but the everyone's a dud is knows a stud has like stayed in my head. Every time you make something rhyme, it's crazy. All right, cool. I got you, Yinda. Perfect.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Yinda. What's up?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have way too much energy for 9:20, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm gonna use you as my social media example, okay?
All
And
right.
feel free to say yes or no. It's up to you. All right. So, um, hey Yinda, I saw you checked out my story earlier. We're running a quick call tonight at 8, breaking down how we build income online. It's super beginner friendly. Do you want me to drop you the link?
Sure, I'd like to have a look. No, I think I should make it harder. No, don't send it.
Fine. Even if she says no, because you gave her like, you said, hey, I saw you on my page or whatever, just say that you guys can always stay connected. You guys can always talk. Never close that door. If she posts something, like it. Even if you don't like it, no one's asking you to wear what she's wearing. No one's asking you to speak the way she speaks, have the type of content that she has, but you're just showing her no hard feelings. And these days, people's words, you can't really always trust them. So you're showing her by action. You're still liking, you're still, hey, she posts something in her story, you still say, oh, I really like that color. I like your background. I like the view. Like, oh, you're on vacation. I hope you have a great vacation. Little things like that change people's views. Okay. I was actually prospecting on, oh, we got to give Yenda a round of applause. Thank you, Yenda. Okay. So I was actually prospecting, okay, and I ran into one of the kind of top-ish leaders in another organization, in another company, okay? So she actually got her mentor on the call, and the mentor came on super aggressive, super upset, okay? So we get on the call and she's asking me questions and she's reading, and I could tell that she's reading. So guys, if you're ever on a call, don't read, especially if it's questions, or at least put it up here on your screen so that at least it's like you're looking straight and you're looking at the camera, but don't do this. So how old are you? Okay. Um, what company did you say you were with? Got it. Okay, and then what's that comedian? I think his name's Dion or something. He does that. He tries out jokes and he's like, okay, you guys like that one? All right, and then he writes it down. That's what that looks like to me. Like it's hard for me to take that seriously, to be honest with you. But because I've been in the game for a while, I don't really take it personal. Oh, it's actually 2:20 for Yinda. Shout out to Yinda for real, because I would be knocked out past my bedtime. Okay, yeah. So on that call specifically, he came on super aggressive. He was like, people always try to get calls with her. They want to talk to her and take her. I'm like, what's your name? He's like, my name's Alex. I'm like, how are you, Alex? My name's Kiana. Right there, his shoulders went from like up here to here. Just because I introduced myself, I didn't match his energy. I was like, hey, how are you? Before he even asked, like, hey, why are you on this call? Why are you trying to take my leader? What's the purpose of this call? I said, I'm one of the leaders within the space, and I feel like I know all the top names, the Alex Mortons, the Andre Gordons, but I don't necessarily know the leaders underneath that still have the value. So I was just looking through Instagram just to kind of see, who the leaders are, who are the movers and the shakers, just so we can kind of have a conversation, just to get to know each other. We're in the same industry, so why not have a conversation? He was so shocked. He was like, wait, so you're not here to take my leader? I was like, no, sir. He's like, let me be transparent with you. She's been on calls before. People have tried to take her from me. It was a whole story. But I say that just to say you don't have to match people's energy, number one. And how you come out of the call should be always reflective of your best foot forward. Always. Now he messages me every single week. Hey, how's it going? Just checking in. So how you present yourself and how you deal with conversation, how you deal with responses matters. Okay. So now that we did our role play, it's time to work. Okay, we're gonna do some work together. So the first exercise is going through your contacts in your phone and going through your social media, and you're gonna write down about 20 names. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys about 10 minutes to get this done. So it's 9:25 right now. I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes to write down your names. As soon as you write down your names, whether your camera's on or not, I want to see it. Okay? You don't got to show me the individual names. I just want to see it. So I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes at 9:35, or in the chat, you could just write done. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to get that done. I'm going to give you guys a quick tip when it comes to like actually finding people. So one thing that you could do that I've been doing is literally going on social media and searching up for people that you know represent like hard work, hustle, things like that. So usually if you go for like pages like Earn Your Leisure, Boss Babe, Hustle Hard, those type of hashtags, those type of posts, those individuals you already know like to hustle hard. They already have that mindset. People that follow 50 Cent, they already have that mindset. They like to work hard. They like to earn money. They like to do it smarter, not harder. Especially 50 Cent. He represents that, right? So it's like you have to go in the places where you would find people. If it's just kind of broad and you're all over social media, it's going to be a little bit harder. Now, when it comes to your contacts, that's a little bit different. You can't judge people. You never know who's going to need what. You never know who can benefit from more money. You never know who can benefit from an opportunity like this. So you want to make sure that you're not only writing down everyone's names, but you're not prejudging people. Okay? Because prejudgment, you'll probably skip someone over. And then the next time you look, you'll see someone else joining that, welcoming that same individual into the family. And you could have had that same person, but you chose to skip them, right? So you don't want to prejudge people. You want to make sure that you're giving everybody a fair chance. All right. So whether it's your cold market that you're working on or your followers, make sure you go through them. Whether it's your latest, you're about to add 20 more people, ensure that you're literally no judgment. You're just going through. It makes sense. It's not a private page. It's open. You can see some posts. You can see some stories. Honestly, if they have zero posts, it's hard to start a conversation with someone that hasn't posted, has no story, or has a private page. So I always look for public pages. I always look for them to have at least one picture up. And then obviously, if they have stories, that's way better because now you actually get a kind of glimpse into this person's everyday behind the scenes to know what they're doing, what they're about, their personality, etc. Okay. So you guys can continue doing that. Once you guys have your list, write done in the chat for me. Could be 20 people. So you can literally go to your followers and write down 20 people. If you want to work on your warm market, that's cool too. If you want to go to your phone contacts, you could do that as well. Okay. And then the next step, once you get all of that done, is to take action with these individuals. So usually for myself, I have a board up and I usually write down everyone's name. And then from there, I followed them and I liked a post, I commented and I sent a voice note. My next course of action is, did they open my message? Did they follow me back? Did I get any interaction back? If not, after like a week, honestly, I just unfollow and keep it moving. Okay, so you have to make sure that you're keeping inventory and you're keeping status on where you're at with every single individual. If they saw the information, if you have to do a follow-up with them, you want to make sure you're aware of what state and where you're at in the process. Okay? What time is it? I'll give you guys 4 more minutes. All right, guys, so this is the last minute. Let me see how many people are done. I know Donna's done, Mello is done. Shout out to Mello. You just got started, I think. Yes, I love that. Who else is done or almost done? Either way, we're going to be finished at 35 making our list. So you guys have about a minute, less than a minute left. Okay. And these are the types of things that you make a list, you go through your list, you make another list. You go through that list, you make another list. Like it never stops. Until you accomplish those monetary goals that you're looking for when it comes to network marketing, you keep going until you accomplish and you get to those things. You don't stop. The minute you stop, your business stops, your momentum stops, so many things stop. And the thing about it is that when you start back, you don't even start back from where you stopped. You start over. So every time you take a break, every time you stop, every time you put your business on pause, you start over. Every single time you decide to come back, you start over every time. So you never want your work to go in vain. You want to make sure you keep that momentum and you keep it going. Okay. So we have our list now. So now, literally tomorrow, when you guys are ready to do a power hour, you already have your list. You guys know exactly what to say, and we're sending voice notes. I noticed now on Instagram, they kind of don't let you send voice notes to everyone. I guess it's a setting. So you can also send a message, but formulate the message in a way where it's not generic. You guys have the blueprint. You can alter the message to reflect whatever you guys are looking to say with your personality and the way you speak on a daily basis. Perfect. I think King D is done. Lovely. The next thing, like we said, keep track of everyone's stage, where they're at, and then your intention with this. Like, where do you want to go with this? You can go to and free, you can hit your first rank, or you can earn your first commission. Like, what's the goal here? Anthony's done. Fire. I love this. Like, one thing like that Dre always taught me is the work works. It does. If you don't do the work, it doesn't work. Straight up. Now we know what to work towards. So if you know that you want to hit your first rank, that's 12 people. So 12 people that don't necessarily all have to come from you. In total, only two on your left side have to come from you, and your two on your right side have to come from you. That's it. The rest can be individuals placed in your business, or you get someone started and they decide to get people started. So this is why when you're growing your business and trying to go, hit ranks and hit commissions, it's important that you constantly reach out to people. You make it a part of your daily schedule. Okay. I think it takes literally I think the other day in 10 minutes, I was able to reach out to 20 people. It doesn't take that much time. We just have to do the right things. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Do you guys have any objections that you guys have gotten that you weren't sure how to respond to? Is there anything I could help you guys with? I just wanted to make sure you guys understood how to do a power hour. You guys could do power hours for yourselves and really just focus and give that attention to whatever your task is and get in the habit of just pressure cooking the work to get the results. That's really what I wanted to show you guys tonight.